on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number. I believe so, babe. I got your message behind the scenes. I believe so. Let me know if you heard me. Just don't mention that publicly. Welcome to episode number 1203. That's right, episode number 1203 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live today from Red Morton Park. This is also day 35 of the GNA Positivity Challenge. Today we're going to be talking about know when to hold and fold. Know when to hold and fold. Hey, babe, how you doing? GLM, how's it going? You got it. Okay, fantastic, babe. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, give me just a second here. I want to make sure this thing doesn't rub up against my jacket and make a sound. There we go. I believe that's good. Hang on. Yeah, it's better. It's still making that sound. Give me a second here. Hope you've all had a great day. I've had a wonderful day, so has Don. I think you might know, but you can email Eli. Oh, yeah, no. You know, there are certain things that we're just not going to talk about publicly. Because, like the topic states, GLM, know when to hold and fold, right? Just like the old poker song by Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run, right? You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting. When the dealing's done, it's cold tonight. It's like 48 degrees right now. And we've got someone coming on a skateboard. And we're going to make our way back to the sidewalk now that it's clear. So yeah, I got to tell you, folks, as always, interesting things transpire in my neck of the woods. There are some people on this platform that are very massively obsessed with me because I am the center core of their existence on this platform, content-wise at least, maybe overall, right? And these people, when they're so boxed in that they've got nowhere to go with their story anymore, with their narrative that they painted me to be because that's what their audience wants, they try to do other stupid things to try to get me to react, and I'm simply just not going to react. Now, they may be thinking that I'm reacting by even stating this, but I'm here to teach you lessons. So I can't teach a lesson without at least giving some type of context, right? And quite frankly, I really don't care what they think because what they continue to do is really pathetic. It's just absolutely pathetic. And it's just showing how dependent they are on me for their existence on this platform, right? So, part of the reason why I did this topic is to say, hey, I know when to hold and fold. I know when to hold them and I know when to fold them, right? There's a time and a place to talk about certain things or certain people. And of course, when I talk about these people or any people, I'll do it respectfully and professionally. But if they're doing something wrong, we're going to talk about it, right? And we're going to let the entire world know how ridiculous it is, right? It's just ridiculous, right? It's almost like, this is the funny thing, right? It's almost like these people have made so many mistakes at this point, right? And they've doubled, tripled, quadrupled down at this point, right? That there's no point to stopping now. You're in so deep already, why stop, right? You're in so deep already, why stop, right? But you're not going to get me to specifically talk about every little thing that you do or people on your end do. You're not going to, right? And that's what you want. You want me to talk about it, and I'm not going to. But I'm going to give some context so people understand what I'm talking about. I saw you live. Hey, Lewis Fuller, how you doing, man? It's cold, man. It's like 48 degrees. Oh, man. I'm going to have to triple layer up starting soon. I'm only double layered up. Oh, wonderful, Lewis. Wonderful. Wonderful, Lewis. That's absolutely wonderful. Put a one in the chat. You can hear me clearly and see me clearly. Hey, Tia, how you doing? Don says, hey, Tia. Welcome, Tia. Tia puts a 1 in the chat. My lady respectfully, maturely, and professionally puts a 1 in the chat. All right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run, right? It's so funny to me that people that haven't been quiet in 6 years are all of a sudden quiet. Oh, yeah. When they're busy making artwork and designs to try to continue, putting out ridiculous stuff about me, but going through third parties to do it, right? Because the stove is too hot. And here's the thing, I sit here and I laugh because the desperation. Here's the thing: the desperation to keep me painted as the villain in this one drama group out here. It just seems to never end. It more so solidifies that these creators and this entire group's entire existence stems from my name and likeness. And it's just bizarre. It's bizarre. At this point, forget about the monetary aspect of it, right? We know people do these types of things for money, right? But it's bizarre even beyond the monetary aspect, which is what I'm trying to say. It's bizarre. Hey, say hello to Flex for me as well. Yeah, I think we should make an appearance on this show these days, GLM. I'll pop on when I can. I've had a lot of things to do lately. But yes, I want to make some time because I want to catch up with him, and I really think that he's an important aspect to doing the right thing regarding certain aspects out here on YouTube. Sad flex for me, says respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don. He always has an open panel. You're more than welcome. Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah, the interesting thing is when people paint you, when people need to keep painting you as the villain, right? And they double and they triple down. They just don't realize how much further they're only destroying themselves. They're literally, you know, maybe not literally, but figuratively, they're burying themselves in real time, right? And the more and more people amp things up trying to get my attention, or if you happen to be the chosen villain of a drama group on YouTube, the more and more that they try to get my attention or your attention, the more power they're giving me. They're giving me more power by doing that, right? Because it really shows that their existence is completely dependent on me, right? And that's only going to motivate me to do more of whatever I can do to stop this once and for all, right? The more and more they amplify, the more and more I am, motivated to do whatever I can within my rights to stop it, right? Just keep that in mind, because tomorrow's Monday, right? Tomorrow's Monday, and I'm going to tell you right now, tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And I'm sure that's going to make some community posting or some type of stream title or something. I'm sure that, tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day is going to be some type of content made by this group of people, right? And that's great because you can just further validate how important I am to your cause, right? Well, I'll tell you this, at the end of the day, all right, this dude's walking the same way. I'm going to wait for him to go. At the end of the day, what goes up must come down, right? Now they're stopped right in the middle of my path. And now they're moving. Give me just a second here, folks. All right, we're good. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. And despite what some people may think is going to happen tomorrow, you're not right. You're just going to have to wait and see, because tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. Know when to hold and know when to fold. Right? Take a deep breath. Okay? Take a nice deep breath. Tell yourself, hey, it's no big deal. You've got this, right? You've got full control over this, right? You don't need to let people that have ridiculous mental and emotional issues on YouTube that are completely obsessed regarding you at a legally stalking level, right? You don't have to let that get to you, right? You don't have to let it affect you. Even if it's legally wrong and you have legal rights to stop it, you don't have to let it get to you. You remain cool, calm, and collected, right? And you just go on. And you continue to preach your words of positivity. And the more and more and more and more they try to get a reaction from you, and you're cool, calm, and collected, even if you do react in a half-ass way like myself, right? This is like a half-ass reaction, right? Even if you do react without mentioning names or anything like that, right? As long as you're cool, calm, and collected, that's all that matters, right? Because you know deep down inside, they're trying to rile you up. Because without you being riled up, without you playing the perfect victim, not victim, sorry, without you playing the perfect villain, they've got nothing. And here's the more interesting part, right? You know, people get trolled all the time on YouTube, including myself, right? I get that, right? And to me, I have a completely different outlook on trolling compared to when I first found out about it and I was first trolled. I didn't even know what the fuck it was, right? When I was first trolled on YouTube, this was a stream where I only had one moderator. It was my ex-girlfriend, Dana. And we used to do this show together, this live show, Genuine Relationships in the 21st Century, Is It Possible? And there were a bunch of kids that raided my chat, right? I'm not going to mention the name of the group. I'm sure the troll that's in here trolling right now that knows the story verbatim, which is only one of two people that would know that far back, or will come back and troll and say the name of that group. It starts with a B. It's called the BR, right? The B raid, right? It's all good. You can come back in here and tell us about that because you know the whole story, because you're one of two people that have been around long enough. Right, so it narrows down, you know, which accounts to subpoena or who's named to subpoena and have them do a wide sweep. Anyway, not a big deal. Oh, it's pretty loud over here today. But you know, when you learn to understand and accept the true meaning of being trolled, it's actually a privilege to be trolled. It's actually, it's not really a bad thing. Because not everyone gets trolled. Only people that are worthy get trolled. It's not worthy of being trolled, it's worthy of getting trolled. You know, like, people are not going to waste their time trolling someone that doesn't have any meaning to them, whether they can publicly admit that or not, right? So I've learned to, a better way to put it is, I've learned to embrace the trolling, right? To me, it's a sign that people are dedicating their time and energy to do this, even on a Sunday night, right? I thank you for that. I really do. I really do. It speaks for itself. It really does. It speaks for itself. So you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right? You got to know when to call people out, even respectfully and professionally, even without mentioning their names. And sometimes you can mention their names. It doesn't really matter, right? But it matters at times, at other times it doesn't. You got to know how to strategically play your cards, right? Some dude is running with his kid. Like I said, there's a time and a place to talk about things, and at other times, it's better to just not say either anything or to just not talk about certain things. Got more people coming. I'm going to wait. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted because a lot of people are walking my same path. And because of the construction at the park, there really aren't that many routes to walk around the park. But you want to know something? At the end of the day, if you keep your cool and you stay cool, calm, and collected, right? At one point or another, the people that are trolling you or making ridiculous YouTube content on you, right? They're going to expose themselves, right? Certain things are going to happen, and they're going to expose themselves, and they're going to be embarrassed when those things happen, because they're going to have to explain to their audience why the guy that they've been labeling the villain for years has just flipped the optics, and you know, that'll just speak for itself, right? Because when these people get caught in the flat out lie, or they're held accountable in ways beyond their control, you know, there's not much further they can go than that. There's not much more they can do than that, right? You know, for example, you know, you can hold people legally accountable in the court of law, or you can hold people accountable on social media platforms through terms of service enforcements, including copyright, including, you know, bullying, harassment, and all that stuff. There are many ways, many different ways that you can hold people accountable. And when all of that catches up to them, they're no longer going to be able to paint the false narrative of their supposed villain, including, you know, people that have villainized me to their group, audience, etc., right? So, you know, you got to be calm and understand that in the meantime, because they know the walls are closing in, and they know that they're so boxed in, you have to expect that they're going to continue to go hardcore with whatever they have left until they absolutely can't go hardcore anymore, and that includes actual platform or court enforcements, right? And that's okay. That's okay. One day, whatever's meant to be is meant to be. And here's the thing, regardless of whatever happens, all I know is I'm going to be here with a smile and be happy, enjoying what I do, enjoying the life I have with my girlfriend Dawn and my family, right? And other great people that have been very supportive here at the GNA, including GLM, and even now Flex. Flex, you're a part of the family now, man. Welcome. And including Angels Asylum, my lady Dawn, I believe I mentioned Dawn, Tia, one of our GNA executives, our director of special events, Sandra Palacio, who'll be back soon. She's handling some other things right now behind the scenes. Sandra Palacio, our director of public relations, one of our other GNA executives. You know, I'll tell you this. Those people all mean something to me, right? Those people on their own make it worth it for me to keep coming out and doing this, if not each and every day, almost each and every day. But even without those people, because I believe in myself, I have self-love, self-respect, and I feel I have self-worth. I value myself, humbly speaking. Because I have all of that, even if those other people weren't around, I would still keep going because I believe in myself. You have to believe in yourself before anyone else will believe in you. You have to believe in yourself before other people can believe in you. And that even includes the people that do believe in myself and Don and the GNA vision at this point. If we didn't believe in ourselves and believe in what we're doing, we wouldn't even have the people that are here right now supporting us. And that's where it starts, right? And any other people on the same shared platform here, YouTube, that want to continue to disrupt what we're doing here in a positive way, us remaining cool, calm, and collected is only going to make them look worse in every way. It's going to show such a difference in contrast, or such a difference of contrast regarding our behavior compared to theirs. And you know, the people that continue to troll our chats and try to say things that feel would offend myself or my girlfriend Dawn or anyone else here, just understand, we realize that you're struggling internally. And you haven't gotten enough validation today, right? And you really, really need us over here to yell and scream and react and behave in ways we used to behave 8 years ago when we first came out here on this platform full time and we didn't even realize what was going on, right? But we've learned since that time. And because we've learned since that time, and you haven't, we know how to cut you off dead in your tracks. And that means you have to try harder to get the same reactions that you once got pretty simply, right? Or very easily, right? Right? I mean, those days are done. The overreactive days of Eli and Don and Tia and Sandra, nobody overreacts here anymore. Put a 1 in the chat if we no longer overreact here. If you're with me, put a 1 in the chat if we no longer overreact here. So there really is no more fuel left to fuel the rage of the trolls, which leads back to 2 creators, the man that I'm suing and the woman that he's actively working in concert with, and basically they're both working together to try to keep the Eli villain narrative alive, right? Tia says 1. And here's the thing. You can come and troll. I assume you're one of 2 people. And, you know, I don't get what you're trying to get out of this, right? Well, I know what you're trying to get out of this, but you're not going to get it. So why do you keep trying to get something? My reaction, me getting upset, flipped out. I'm not going to flip out ever again. You're never going to get that from me. And that's what you need to keep the narrative of the villain alive, right? So you can keep on bringing that audience back of Eli villain haters, right? And that way they pay you donations, right? I understand the desperation to get me to react so you can get paid at my expense, right? I understand that very clearly. It's not going to happen again. So why do you keep wasting your time trying to get reactions from me? Yeah, nobody cares. It doesn't matter. It's not going to help your narrative to keep painting me as the villain. It's not going to make you any more money. People already know what's going on. I mean, your own audiences on that end already know the game, and a lot of them have backed off. A lot of them are scared because they're going to be subpoenaed. Their stock accounts or their anonymous accounts are going to be exposed during discovery of the court case. So a lot of them are backing off because they know what they've done. You see, here's the thing. Everyone in your group, sir, they know what they've done. You know what you've done. You all know what you've done. You all know what you've done with a VPN, without a VPN. You all know the exposure. And, it's just, I guess, until discovery happens, we're just going to keep on trying to troll Eli, trying to get a reaction from him. Let me ask you folks here in the chat right now, Don, Tia, anyone else that's here, right? Do I sound upset? How? Let me ask you, and be honest with me. Don't be biased. Be unbiased. Do I sound upset? How am I coming off right now? The fire truck has just left the fire station. My lady says no, respectfully, maturely, and professionally. How am I coming off right now? All right? You want to know something? I'll tell you right now, I think ODN is right. I think the defendant is the one that's trolling me. That's what I think. I think he's trolling me. Because I don't even think Louisiana, man, it would be as triggered as this troll is right here. So, Mr. Defendant, even if you're using the VPN to troll me right now, either you or the person that you're acting in concert with, even if it's one of you, but I think it's you, Mr. Defendant. I think you are the mastermind of all this. You make all the artwork, channel banner changes. You're the one that's been the troll. Well, that's okay, Mr. Defendant, because all of this stuff is going to be exposed during discovery. And you just can't stop your level of harassment and defamation, right? And so much more is at the level of punitive damages, which those will be requested because there's more than enough to request that now. If you're thinking that, you're going to keep on doing this because you're thinking the worst that could happen is that you get an injunction on you, but it's not going to cost you any money. Don't forget about punitive damages and sanctions, right? Don't forget about punitive damages and sanctions. Don't be surprised. But yeah, you want to keep trolling and trying to trigger me and then hide behind the VPN, which the VPN can subpoena. We can get the IP log of the VPN. They'll give us your real IP. Then we'll subpoena your ISP, internet service provider, and find out who you are. And that's okay. In the meantime, you can keep having your fun. Yeah. I'll just say this, when the anti-slap is dismissed, then I can actually recover fees for the time, the extra time I had to spend on this, right? It's okay. Keep on trolling. It's all good. Because you've never been one that stays quiet publicly. You're staying quiet publicly because you've gone underground. And let me tell you something. You are so absolutely triggered, sir, regarding how boxed in you put yourself. And this is just me sharing my cool, calm, and collected, protected First Amendment speech opinion, right? You're so boxed in that... All right, can you put a 1 in the chat? All right, can you put a 1 in the chat? You can hear me clearly and see me clearly. I want to make sure we're still going through. 1 in the chat, you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. All right, so Tia can actually hear me now. Okay, fantastic. Sorry about that. Yeah, I lost the connection over there, and it said it came back, but I guess apparently it didn't. I had to refresh the screen for a second there. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to make it very clear here. No matter what the defendant or the woman acting in concert with him says or does from this point on, none of us are getting triggered. Not Dawn, not myself, not Tia, not Sandra, not ODN, not GLM. Nobody's getting triggered, right? All we're going to do is continue to create a pattern of ongoing harassment and defamation, and we're just going to present that to the court. That's all. And so we're just going to sit back and let you bury yourself, right? And if you want to file that with the court, I'm sure the court would say, hey, he's just doing protected speech. He's giving you good advice. He's being cool, calm, and collected while you keep on escalating, right? You keep on doing dumb shit, he's going to keep on creating the timeline. So that way, when the anti-SLAPP hearing does come, it's going to be next to impossible to prove that you feel I'm violating your freedom of speech. What a joke. What a joke. What an absolute joke. And you know what's even more of a joke is the fact that he knows it too. But he absolutely cannot ever admit defeat to me, because his entire identity on this platform is dependent on always being better than me, and me always being wrong, and him always being right. It's pretty great narrative you've had going on for years, sir. But I really think at this point, people can see once again the contrast of difference. The difference in contrast of who I am and how I behave compared to who you are and how you behave. And I have to say, you've been cool, calm, and collected lately. But I still hear the scarcity in your voice and the hesitation in your voice. I know deep down inside, you know the court's going to be deciding on things soon. And whenever we get to the anti-SLAPP motion to dismiss hearing, yeah, you know that's going to be coming soon. And you know your whole entire identity is based on that hearing. Even if I were to lose that hearing, listen, I'll still have my identity even if I were to lose that. But if you were to lose, folks, you let me know in the chat, if this guy loses the motion to dismiss / anti-SLAPP, he's going to have an identity collapse on YouTube. He's done. Because that's what he's done to himself. It's not me doing it to him. It's him doing it to himself. Right? You've done it to yourself. You put your entire stake of your identity and relevancy out here on YouTube on the anti-SLAPP motion to dismiss hearing and what happens there. Wow, man. Wow, man. That's like letting it ride like on like the green zero on the roulette wheel. That's like taking like $5 million, and let's say you have 5 million, that's everything you own, that's your net worth, and you just go to Vegas or Reno and you bet 5 million on on zero, sorry, and then it hits a different number and you lose it all. That's exactly what you're doing here. You're betting big on this motion to dismiss / anti-SLAPP hearing. That's all you got left. Because if you lose that, it's all done. If I lose, what do I still have if I lose? I have my dignity, my pride, my YouTube channels, and I'll move on. And of course I will appeal. That's for damn sure. But regardless, even if I lose it outright, I can move past this and still have self-love and self-respect, and people will still have self-love and self-respect for me, and I will have it for them as well, the people that are here, right? Your entire identity with everyone that supposedly cares for you on this platform is riding on that hearing. That's a big gamble, man. That's a big, big gamble, right? You care more about what happens at that hearing than even money at this point. Like, this is more about your fake reputation with these people, right? This is more about trying to maintain the fake reputation that you have with these people. And the funny thing is, they already know that. They already know this is a game, right? They don't care about you. They don't care about you. Anyone that would be coming at me in the same way, they would be going over there to watch. You're nobody special. You think you're special to do something that anyone can do in this group, and the same group will follow you around like a sick puppy dog wherever you go, or wherever whoever does the content, the entire group will follow everyone around like sick puppy dogs? Come on. What happened? Did you run out of stock accounts? Did Google hit your limit today? Or did you hit your Google limit? Are you just tired? Are you upset because my cool, calm, and collected demeanor is internally triggering you like Mount St. Helens ready to erupt, right? You want me to do poetic justice here? I'll do it on the fly right here. I don't need ChatGPT for poetic justice. If you want to bring poetic justice into this, then use your brain, I'll use mine. Don't use ChatGPT and then write this long-ass poem about me and the opposite about what's actually going on, because the truth of the matter is my filings have landed, my case has landed, and you have no other play to maintain your current optics as the boss in front of your audience, right? Oh, man. But you want to know what's even better than that, sir? I'll tell you this. Respectfully, of course. What's even better, sir, is right after this show ends. It's pretty freaking cold. It's like freaking 48 degrees out here right now. I'm going to go home to the nice warm home that I live at with my lady, Dawn, and our dogs. We're going to have a nice dinner, and then we're going to watch some shows, and then we're going to have a wonderful night together, being there next to each other, being there in reality. And sir, what are you going to do? You're going to pick up your smartphone and have a video conference call with your lady? Or maybe you two will watch like a movie over the internet together. There's some AM radio on right now. Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy the internet thing, right? Hey, who am I to tell you what to do, right? I mean, it doesn't work for me. It definitely doesn't work for me. If it works for you, hey, cool. More power to you, all right? To me, it's not the same. It's absolutely not the same. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day, right? It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. And it's not going to be beautiful because of what you think. You're thinking that I'm going to do something, and I'm telling you I'm going to do the complete opposite. I'm already telling you it's going to be the complete opposite, right? It's not even going to involve you. See, you're trying to go by my past history of when I've said a similar thing, right? Like you're thinking I'm going to do something because the last time I said, "Oh, Monday's coming," right? You're thinking something is coming that came that Monday, but it's not going to be the same thing. But I'm going to tell you something. You're going to love it. You're going to definitely love it, right? You're going to definitely love it. See, all I ever do out here is correct the record. That's all I do is I correct the record. And what I plan to do starting in 2026 is help as many other people on YouTube or any other social media platform correct the record if someone is out there tainting your record. If somebody is tainting your record or smearing your name, right? Or defaming you or something. In 2026, we're willing to help anyone clear their name. We're willing to do all the work for you as long as you're willing to do an interview with us. That's a fair trade-off. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You see, that's really him. And then he's going to go live on his show the next time, which is probably going to be tomorrow, and he's going to say, that wasn't me, right? See, these people, they're double agents, right? Sir, you're a double agent, right? You troll, and it's you, and then you go live and say, oh, it's not me, right? That's why there's discovery, sir. That's why we're going to subpoena your IP. And if you have a VPN, we'll find out what your VPN is. We're gonna get all the records because I have the right to find out regarding who's creating a coordinated smear campaign and who's involved because it can't be stopped any other way. Right? So yeah, you're here trolling. It's you trolling. In my opinion, it's you. I believe it's you trolling, in my opinion. And then you're going to go on your stream and say it's not you. Because you want to be able to cover your tracks, right? But here's the thing. That's what court does. Court figures out the truth. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love taking care of Dawn. Dawn takes care of herself, but let me tell you something. I love taking care of Dawn, and she's going to be taken care of for the rest of her life. Now, Dawn is able to take care of herself, but I want to take care of her. And she's not going to have to worry about anything. She's not going to have to worry about having a roof over her head. She's not going to have to worry about where her next meal is coming from. She's not going to have to worry about a thing, sir, because I love her and I want to take care of her. And she can take care of herself, but I also want to take care of her too. And I'm going to. And see, sir, I'm very certain about my future. I don't know how certain you are about yours, right? I don't know how certain you are about yours, sir. Here's the thing. You know, you got a lot of stuff to think about in the future. I'm not going to share what that is right now, but you figure it out. Donna and I already have the future figured out. We're good. Yeah, no, it's him. It's him. He's absolutely, he has nothing. Here's the thing. He said he has a job, right, during the day. hmm here's the thing, sir. You want to know something, sir? Here's the thing. My deceased late father that I love very much, I'm not going to take any offense to your very offensive statement about my father's passing and you saying that I'm living at the expense of my father's death. Here's the thing. My father left our family in a very good position. He started building the Melas empire along with his family before I was even born. My brother and I, along with my mother, are continuing the legacy. And just because our family has left us in a very good position because we're a good family, right? And because you're jealous because your family, you have one house. It's probably paid off, the new home, right? It's all good. You're probably going to get that from your parents when they die, right? You're talking about my father, right? Dying and basically living off my father's death, right? I love my father. I've always loved my father. I respect him. And I'm grateful and thankful for the position that he's put the rest of the family in, right? I think, sir, realistically, I think you are. I hate to say it, man. I'm going to be cool and calm, and I'm just going to say it because it's only fair, right? I think you're very jealous, sir. That you were not fortunate enough to have the same type of parents that I have. Now, I'm not saying your parents don't love you; they probably do. But apparently, you're still stuck on some trauma. This is my opinion. You're stuck on some trauma from the past. You can't let it go, right? It's you, your mom, and your dad all live in this new house. It's the only house in your family's estate, right? It's worth about $350,000, $400,000, right? Let me tell you, sir, if your parents were to pass away and they gave you that house outright, okay? And let's say your parents have some savings and you got that, right? A few $100,000. Let's say you have 100,000. Let's say you have 300,000 in cash and that house paid off, right? There's still property taxes, right? There's still the utilities and everything else each month, right? And that 300K between whatever your parents have saved, maybe it's more, who knows, maybe it's less, and what you have saved, that money will go fast. And if you're not able to maintain that, you're going to be homeless, in my opinion, right? I'm not one that's ever shown off anything. But you're jealous because I just so happen to live in the San Francisco Bay Area and I have parents that bought homes out here. I have family that bought a bunch of homes out here when they were affordable, and now because they're worth multi-millions and your family isn't worth anything near that, you want to come at my dead father because you're jealous that you and your family don't have nearly the estate that my family has? You're pathetic, dude. You are. You're absolutely pathetic, right? You're absolutely pathetic, right? You want to know how good of a guy I am, dude? I'll tell you this. How good of a guy I am. Okay? When my grandfather passed away, that I had his name. I was supposed to get the house that my brother is renting from the estate right now. So, sir, you want to know how I'm going to pay the taxes? Listen, sir, I've got my own money. I've got my own investments. And you don't know what else I do on the side. I will never put it out publicly again on YouTube because I don't want you guys coming after it. But here's the thing, sir. What you don't realize is that my aunt has her own estate. And so does my father and mother. My aunt's estate has more than my father's estate. I'm only saying this for context, sir, because, look, I'm not a freeloader, but if you're going to talk shit about my family because you're jealous, I'm just going to tell you how it's going to happen. There are plenty of homes between my mother's and father's estate and my aunt's estate. There's a business my aunt has. My aunt has like 5 other there's like 10 or 12 properties worth an average of $2 million apiece. So why don't you do the math and think about it? We could sell one house, sir. My brother and I can sell one house and reinvest all that money. And reinvest all that money and live happily ever after. Now, my brother and I are contributing our own money, sir. But if you're going to come out here and act all childish and jealous over my family's estate, right? And then you're going to try to come out on your stream and say, oh, that wasn't me trolling. It is you trolling, dude. You're the only one. Look, this is not Louisiana, man. This is not the Florida woman. This is not Louisiana, man. This is not anyone besides you. This has been you. Even Louisiana man said he backed off. I actually believe that. This is you. Just wow, man. Wow. You're really jealous of my family's estate? You're really jealous because I came from a better family than you? You know, everything that you put out on your community walls, your videos, and including your trolling is a pure projection. It's a pure projection of your jealousy of what other people have and you don't. Right? And before you even started making all this money off my name and likeness, you weren't really making much before that. That was the closest thing you had to making decent money, and you did it off of my name and likeness, which has got to sting you even more because you needed me to make that money. And now you're in court over all that. Wow. Wow. Your entire YouTube identity, your entire aspect on YouTube is dependent on the motion to dismiss / anti-slap. Wow. I would never put myself in a position where one court hearing is the deciding factor of the entire relevancy of my future, not just on YouTube, but practically all aspects of life, because you've basically made this your purpose. you've made making me the villain and profiting off of me being the villain as your purpose. You putting all your stake in this one hearing. And then you've made nothing but mistakes. Mistake after mistake after mistake. And then you try to play it up like I'm the one making mistakes when I'm making clean filings with clear-cut evidence, right? But here's another thing. You still watch me. You all watch me. You obsessively watch me. And like I said, wow. That means you're a fan. You're a big fan. Right? You watch me even right now when the heat is on you, unlike anything ever before with this court case. You watch me more than ever. You can't let it go. Because the moment you let go of your entire identity. You have placed your entire identity on constant harassment and defamation of me. The moment you let it go to even save your own ass from court is the moment that you give up your entire identity. You fold. You're gonna end up folding anyway, man. You're gonna be forced to fold by default. That's gonna sting a bit more. Well, not just a bit more, a hell of a lot more. It's gonna sting. I gotta go. Babe, get your quote in. I'm waiting for your quote because it's time to go. There she is. 1 hour and 9 minutes. Respectfully, maturely, professionally, Don says, not every card is meant to be played. Some are meant to be held until the moment is right. Enjoy your Sunday night. Babe, that was beautifully said. Not every card is meant to be played. Anti-slap hero. The dude's still not taking this seriously. I swear to God. Not every card is meant to be played. Some are meant to be held until the moment is right. Tia says, hit the thumbs up, please. God bless everyone. You're some hero, man. 1 hour and 10 minutes, 70 minutes. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone.